Heated Rivalry gives people the warm fuzzies, and something like Fennell's Wuthering Heights gives people the ick, or they're really cynical about it. And it completely has to do with the fact that Heated Rivalry is made in Canada and how the Canadian ethos for art and production is completely different than that of Hollywood's. Let me elaborate. Brendan Brady, who is the executive producer of Heated Rivalry along with Jacob Tierney, Brendan revealed in an interview that only 20 to 30% of Heated Rivalry's budget was actually provided up front by Bell, the broadcaster. The remaining 70%, him and Jacob had to go find the funding themselves, with 20 to 30% of that budget coming from the Canadian government. 10% of Heated Rivalry's budget, Jacob and Brendan put in their own money. Essentially, they worked on Heated Rivalry for free, and it was a huge gamble for them, and it paid off. Contrast that to something like Wuthering Heights, where there was a bidding war between Netflix and Warner Bros. For Fennell's adaptation. Now, Netflix, if you know, is trying to avoid theatrical releases, but Netflix always outbids everyone. So Netflix came in with a bid of $150 million US, and Warner Bros. Came in with a deal of $80 million US. But Warner Bros. Said they were going to do a big global marketing campaign for the Wuthering Heights movie, and they will do a theatrical release. So Margot Robbie, who was the producer of the film as well, and Emerald went with the Warner Bros. Deal. And Greta Gerwig, who I think is doing a Narnia adaptation, had signed an agreement with Netflix prior, but that was before the huge success of Barbie. And if Wuthering Heights is getting a theatrical release, then her new Narnia series is gonna get a theatrical release as well, because she has more negotiating power now. Netflix announced 3 years ago that they were gonna make a Hannibal Barca movie on the Punic Wars, and so many people like myself were so excited. And then we heard that they cast Denzel Washington as Hannibal Barca, and Denzel is 70 years old to play a 20-something Hannibal Barca, so a boomer playing a Gen Zer. And once again, why did Hollywood do that? Well, it's because Denzel Washington is a bankable star. It's box office insurance for them. The way that Hollywood treats art is very much Wall Street, very much Silicon Valley, and not like art. You contrast that to the Canadian system, where it's just not cutthroat at all. Literally, the Canadian buyers of the major Canadian broadcasters like CTV, Crave, which is owned by Bell, Global, Chorus, they literally do like 1 hour YouTube session where they tell people how to pitch shows to them so that they can submit them to the Canadian Media Fund for help in funding, right? And they're so open, and it's this very Canadian culture of I'm looking in your cup to make sure that you have enough, versus this Hollywood culture of I'm looking in your cup to make sure that I have more than you.